Maritime Electric says it has hard decisions to make if power demands are above and beyond supply during the winter months. For the first time, the utility is preparing for what it calls rotational outages to protect the grid. That means for some communities, the power could be shut off to prevent a total blackout.
This is a concern for us. We don't want to see anybody go without power, but we could be faced with situations where we do have to shut power off. It'll be on a circuit-by-circuit basis, so a feeder coming out of a substation might have to be turned off. We're not picking on anybody. It's about managing the load and trying to keep the lights on for everybody as long as we can.
But he says keeping power on is getting more difficult each year. The problem is that demand in winter keeps soaring above how much electricity is actually available.
We've seen significant population growth. We've seen significant rates of electrification. The pace of electrification has been very, very rapid. And what's happened is the load has grown significantly, but we haven't added any dispatchable, reliable generation capacity to the system. So the load's increasing, but our supply has not grown.
Staff at Maritime Electric are training now on what rotating outages would look like. Some communities or areas would have their power turned off for a few hours at a time, but hospitals and emergency services are a priority. Who's going to be affected comes down to each storm and where demand is highest.
We don't really know exactly where it's going to happen until it starts to happen. So, as load starts to grow, we see where it's happening in different parts of the island, and that would drive where the load shed might have to happen. But at this stage, what we're doing right now is planning for, if and when it happens and how we're going to execute it. We don't really know where and when or if it's going to happen.
Robert says these plans are needed until P.E.I. generates more of its own power. He does expect a decision soon from IRAC on the $334 million diesel turbines that Maritime Electric requested, and those are for emergency backup power. This winter, Maritime Electric says that it will be updating its website and social media regarding rotational outages. Cody, MacKay, CBC News, Charlottetown.